So curtains on yet another fascinating Premier League season, and the title race went down to the wire as we expected. And like most thought, City has created history by winning its fourth successive Premier League title. It is the first top-flight English side to do so, and both teams, Arsenal and City, went into the last day with hopes that City with the hope that they can defend the title, and Arsenal with the hope that they can win their first league title in 20 years. And it was City which reigned supreme. Now, Joanne, you were following the City match, so what would you like to say? How your thoughts on how the match panned out?
Well, I think going into the match itself, everybody was pretty confident that City could beat West Ham, but somehow, like in their minds, there was like the recollection of the Aston Villa game where they turned it around on us and then they had to come back. So the match started pretty well. Phil Foden scored a screamer in the first minute of the match, and City dominated the entire first half with Foden like getting on the score sheet again with another goal. But then towards the end of the first half, suddenly like Mohamed Kudus came out of nowhere and scored a bicycle kick. And suddenly the game was turned on its head. At the other end, Arsenal was also drawing. So there was a certain doubt going on in City minds. But they came out strong in the second half to finish the game. Rodri always steps up on the big stage and he like calmly finished off a good ball into the bottom corner to give City the win.
Yeah, I for one, I was following the Arsenal match closely, and I think the beauty of the final match day, especially when the title is on the line, is if you observe the set of fans, because as soon as Phil Foden scored within the first 90 seconds, you could see all the Arsenal fans frantically checking their phones, and the Emirates went silent. And again, when Kudus's goal happened, the Emirates celebrated it like a goal, like an Arsenal goal. And as for Arsenal's match, obviously it was not an easy outing at all. Sean Dyche's Everton, they were defensively compact throughout the match, and the Gunners had to work very hard to edge a win, I'd say. And even that had the second Havertz's goal was at the risk of being cancelled out because of a potential handball. But Michael Oliver, after a VAR check, said that there was no handball and Arsenal retained their lead. So the Gunners finally did their job. I mean, because if the match had finished in a draw, the argument would have been, even if City did not win, Arsenal did not do their job at their end. But Arsenal finally did their job and won 2-1. But again, as we have seen so many teams come so close, but this City team is this relentless, and it reminds me about that Liverpool 99-point season, where in any other season that would have been enough to win them the title. But again, City, not when City is in the equation. And as for Arsenal's match, again, Everton getting a very lucky goal, I'd say. I mean, it was a good shot, obviously. Idrissa Gana gave from that free kick, taking a wicket deflection. But it was a good reply by Tomiyasu, immediately scoring the equalizer. And then they had to wait quite a long time. And in the dying moments of the match, Havertz finally struck the ball inside the net to give Arsenal the 2-1 win. But as we spoke about, it was too late. West Ham had to score 2 goals without reply in stoppage time, and I don't think there are many teams who would be able to do that to City, especially in the Premier League. So yeah, that is how the final day unfolded. So talking about how close Arsenal came into winning their first league title in 20 years, where do you think it went wrong, Joanne, for Arsenal?
Well, Arsenal started the league as it was expected to. Like they started pretty well, like carrying the form from last season, and they were on top of the league for a while. But back-to-back losses against West Ham and Fulham in December severely hurt their title chances. And City, they start performing in the second half of the season where they go on this unbeaten streak. And more recently in April, they lost 2-0 to Aston Villa, who have been in top form this season. I think that is when like Arsenal lost their grip on the trophy and Man City took that opportunity obviously, and they've been unbeaten in the second half of the season so far. So I guess that is where Arsenal lost the league. Maybe next time is the time for Arsenal fans.
Yeah, so I mean, as Joanne said, I mean, when it comes to City, you don't really have the scope to slip up. That's how effective City has been under Guardiola. So yeah, that is how that's how the two teams performed, how the main title race on the final day unfolded. As for other matches, obviously we saw Liverpool giving Klopp, sending Klopp out on a high. They were winning 2-0 against Wolves. So I mean, a great stint comes to an end. I mean, a 9-year stint. And around also, I mean, not really too many upsets. I mean, the teams that were expected to win, they won. So yeah, that's all for this Premier League season, and you stay tuned to Sportstar for all Premier League news and updates, and we will be updating you with all the relevant news and scores from the different football leagues. And this is Anish and Joanne signing out for now.